Back Classic Game Room on Patreon!
Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Do you like Alien and Blade Runner? I know these guys do. From the genius masterminds at Core Design comes this 1995 release for your Sega Genesis. It's Skeleton Krew. An action game that's not a great game, but shows some real imagination. And this should get an award for sound design. At least for the intro music, which is just something else. I really admire the build-up to Skeleton Krew. It's very cinematic, and this game does something well that most games from the era did not do, and that's atmosphere. You really feel like you're going somewhere sinister when you start to play. Unfortunately, the gameplay doesn't quite live up to the music and the opening effects. It's not bad, but where Skeleton Krew falls short is in the control department. This one could have really benefited from a twin-stick control layout. It's a lot like Crusader No Remorse mixed with Robotron, which is of course a win-win situation. But it doesn't play nearly as well as Robotron, and ultimately it's not as interesting as Crusader, but Skeleton Krew is still a fascinating release for the Sega Genesis that seems to squeeze every bit of power out of the 16-bit blast processing fueled high-definition graphics delivering Mega Drive. What you do in this game is nothing more than what you see me doing right now on screen. This is pretty much the whole game. You just run around and shoot things. You should own Skeleton Krew if for no other reason than it has a deathly hot tub elevator. This is just remarkable. I've never seen this before. It's brilliant. There's things trying to crawl into the hot tub with you, stuff flying around shooting at you, and a hovering brain for no apparent reason whatsoever. Why not? Why not have hovering brains? What else are they gonna do? Come join me in the hot tub and die. Also, you've really got to compliment the designers of this game for choosing to try all kinds of different flooring materials. Like, why go with tile or stone or wood when you can use opening and closing sphincters? Just don't get your foot caught in one. And it could have used more enemies, more weapons, and some faster gameplay, but that would have required a twin-stick control scheme. You hold down the B button to fire, and then rotate left or right, clockwise or counterclockwise with the A and the C button. And this does work with the 6-button Genesis controller. One of the buttons, the X button, I think, changes weapons, the Y button jumps, and the Z button gets your foot unstuck from the sphincter. My friend Ben from Buffalo, New York sent Skeleton Krew to the show, as well as Phalanx for the Super Nintendo, and I would have been so disappointed if Skeleton Krew did not have a custom title job. So thank you once again, Ben from Buffalo, New York, for doing a sweet custom title for Skeleton Krew on the Sega Genesis. And here's Soulstar that I was talking about, or that I will be talking about momentarily, also from Core Design. Interesting game. Probably better to look at than to play, but Core Design at their weirdest. Core Design is sadly no longer with us, probably because that's their punishment for working on Fighting Force 2 for the Dreamcast. And they also did a lot of work on the Tomb Raider series. But when I see their logo, I immediately think of Soulstar and Battle Core for the Sega CD. Two games that were really imaginative, out there kind of games that pushed the hardware to its limits, and frankly don't play all that well because of it. And Skeleton Krew kinda shares the same fate. It's not terrible. It's just not a great playing game. In a way, this is better to admire than play, which is exactly how I would describe Soulstar. Although I think if you enjoyed games like Loaded on the PlayStation, which is somewhat similar and weird, then you should definitely give this one a try. I like the extra effort that they put into the backgrounds, and the saw blades in the floor. Like, why wouldn't you put saw blades in the floor? Right next to the sphincters. Skeletons with spider legs, floor sphincters, weird music. It's Skeleton Krew for the Sega Genesis. This one's got a password continue system, 2-player gameplay, good times if you can find it. For a good price, I'll recommend it. Skeleton Krew. And make sure to spell Krew with a K, because it's extra cool.
Classic Game Room has been brought to you by How to Make a Video Game Review Show That Doesn't Suck, Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, and Jesus the Coked Up Chicken on Amazon.
Welcome to the Lord Carnage Club, being shouted from within. A turbo volcano! Starting with Billy and Andy Schleiss. Derek Langley. Michael and Ariana Nelson. Steven Chucknick. Al Stever. Jason Goy. Sergio Matthias Hergert. Sean Zoltek. Rick DeBarros. Philip Strabenmuller. Jack Stavris. Ohad Kane. And Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal. Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal.